All right, Coach, from one of the loudest venues in the NFL, there's a look at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Houston Texans and the Kansas City Chiefs. 3/4 of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Green the line! Green the line!
44, Mike, 44.
Come back!
On 1st and 10, Watson. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A good pickup there, 26 yards. So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 49-yard line.
Three down.
Hey, Black 22!
And they'll go with the ground attack here. And he'll be taken down right around the 41-yard line. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. Well, you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
Hey, guys, check me out. We got 3 down.
Set! Green the line!
Check 59, Mike. Mike is 59. Mike to 59. Set the tone, defense. Let's go.
Here. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. Only a yard on the pickup, so from a good situation on 2nd and 2, it's now 3rd and 1.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And he said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Hard throw, incomplete.
He had a good game catching the ball in the backfield a week ago, and they're going to try and involve him in that way in this game as well. But you can tell scouting is taking over. They're making it a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, defensively, they told us, hey, we've got to take him out of the passing game, limit it to just short runs because he can really impact this offense. On 4th down, here's Lachlan Edwards to punt it. Back deep for Kansas City, DeAnthony Thomas. And now before they run this play on 4th and 1, we're going to get a break and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 1st quarter. And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th.
Tight end's right.
Down!
They will indeed snap it to Watson. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the first down. Give them credit. They knew what they wanted to dial up on fourth. They executed it for 9 yards, and the offense stays out there. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
We got 4. Red! Black on
the ground, this is the and they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. A pickup of 11 and a Texans first down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
The Texans with the first opportunity now from the red zone. 1st and 10 right at the 20.
Out. 3 down. 3 down. Blue 80. Blue 80.
Slam. On the ground they go with the running back. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain.
Good job.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Red! Blue 80! Blue 80!
In your face.
Here's Watson now on 2nd down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Enough takes a start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Gonna need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal? A shotgun snap for Watson. And that is out of the back of the end zone, incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Now the Texans are going to call on the field goal unit. From the right hash, this from an even 40 yards out. Kick is right there. It's good, and it's now 3-0 Texans. So a nice opening drive on the road. You get the 3 points. Part of you wonders if that might hurt them later not getting into the end zone.
Well, the good thing is still first quarter, and they did come out of it with points. In a sense, they can look at it positively and say, hey, we set the pace in this one. I think that's how they'll go about it.
Following the field goal on is Locke Edwards to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 21.
Hey, boys, we got 4. 4 down. Here we go. Blue 45.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And the window closes quickly. He'll only get up to the 22-yard line. Now it appears we've got a Chief moving pretty gingerly down there. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to Arrowhead.
Strong right. Z.
Mahomes to throw on 2nd down. Over the middle, he's got Watkins. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
Ace. Z. 4 down. Here we go now. Blue 45.
Mahomes looking to throw on 3rd and 2. Over the middle, open is Thomas. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. First time that they called his number tonight, and it gets him a first down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Tight end right, tight end right.
Ready, green 39, green 39.
They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
They don't want it,
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Tight end to the right, boy. Tight end to the right. Move.
Now Mahomes throwing on 2nd down. Mahomes hit. He lost the football. And the Texans say they have it. They do. And in this very cold night air, how much harder, Charles, is it to hang on to that football?
It's a lot harder, and I know for the most part we think about a ball being slick when there's rain or snow, any type of moisture. But when it's cold and dry like this,
it is cold.
And it is cold, it's also slick that way because you're not able to really grip it the same way. Your hands are cold, and then the hits seem harder. So, yeah, it's a lot more difficult to hold on to the football, which means you have to emphasize it that much more.
Wind chills right now, 12 degrees. The false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15.
3 down, 3 down.
Now it's Watson, the bootleg, sliding out of the pocket. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward, incomplete pass. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Out of the gun, Watson. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. A very solid gain of 27.
Watch left. Tight end to the left, tight end left.
Set, blue 80.
That's right, run forward with Miller. And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. Lamar Miller, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Texans will extend their lead. Solid job up front. Really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
Yeah, that was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result, 6 points.
Touchdown. Now the punter who also does the kickoff duties, Locke Edwards, out to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. And now here comes Kansas City. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital
Here we
letters.
go.
Turning it over. The other team takes it down and scores. It can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
They're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
The first carry now. This is Williams. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains. Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game? Maybe establish the run. I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
4 down.
Mike 41. They've got to wedge that.
They go play action here on 1st down. He'll buy some time right. And nearly picked off there. Almost intercepted. Instead, 2nd down. He was all over that route defensively. Now, they had 2 picks last week as a unit. Couldn't quite grab that one.
Patience, Grasshopper. Patience. It's early in this game, but you like the fact that they're around the football early. They're going to be upset they didn't haul that one in, but at least they're there at the moment of truth to make a play on it.
By the way, where did the grasshopper thing come from? I know it's been around for a long time.
Yeah, you know, I'll have to tell you that some other time.
All right, back to football.
Hey, 4 down, 4 down.
Here we go now. Green 90. Green 90.
Mahomes again here on 2nd and 10. Got his man right over the middle. That's Watkins. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Mahomes to the former Rams, Sammy Watkins for the Kansas City first. Two first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10.
Single, slot. Hey, you're on an island over there. You're on an island.
Ready. Green 39. Green 39. Right. He's tight right here. He's tight on the right.
And with the play clock winding down, we're going to get a timeout. All right, Coach, from one of the loudest venues in the NFL, there's a look at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Houston Texans and the Kansas City Chiefs. Three-quarters of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Three down. Set. Black 22. Black 22.
Now a play fake here on first down. The hook up on the right side to Hopkins. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Hey, we got three down.
Game here with the tailback. And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line. Dorian O'Daniel, third-round pick in 2018, made the tackle.
He ain't going nowhere. Woo, he ain't going nowhere. Come back. Set. Black.
On second down, here's Watson. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, third down.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on third and 9. Watson. And incomplete here on third down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away.
We got four.
He'll go on the ground. And he'll find a little space. He gets this up near the 10.
Hey, let's make it a long
Benardrick
game.
McKinney there to make the stop.
I think they're ahead of schedule now after that run. They might be bold with this second down call after that type of a game.
Here we go. Blue 45. Blue 45.
And they'll take the ground game here with the running back. And he'll take this one up to about the 13. Calling a gain of 4 there, so it sets up a big play here. Third and a yard.
Let's go,
It's really simple to say that they know their identity, that they are a passing team. But one of the reasons that they're so successful, they know how to mix in the run and make sure that they keep the defense off balance and not able to just simply say, let's go get the quarterback and just run things.
They're ready for the first time with Williams. taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. Give him 15 yards on that one. Kansas City has a first down.
Woo, defense, let's go! Let's go! Double tight, guys, double tight. Four down, four down.
Ready! Blue 45! Blue!
On first and 10, here's Mahomes. Over the middle, it's Thomas. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
That first down completion only netted him 3. Second and 7.
Tight right, tight right.
Here we go now. Green 90. Green 90.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they see right through that defensively. As he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll be 3rd and 10 now.
Watch tight end. Four down, four.
Here we go. Green 39.
Working from the gun, Mahomes. He's got his man. It's Darbo. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. His first catch, good for 16 and a first.
Well, from their point of view, this game could not be starting out much better, could it? Force a punt on defense, and now they're moving it crisply on offense.
Crisply, I like that.
You like that?
Yeah, moving it very, very well. Looks like the defense on their heels a little bit. You put a score in here, long way to go, but you're right, that's a heck of a start.
Yeah, and I think this is where the play caller is looking at his play sheet and
Ready!
saying, that dagger play, that play and just finish it off right now, because I think they'd love to gain that big advantage early.
That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Kevin Johnson, former first-round pick there defensively.
Nice play there to force the incompletion, and to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to
Here
be
we
key.
go.
They didn't
Green,
get one there,
39.
but you get the feeling
Green,
they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was
Green
nice.
90. Green 90.
Throwing is Mahomes on third. He gets it to Thomas. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. The 21 yards there as they convert on third. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on first and 10.
Hey. Here we go now. Green 90.
Throwing on first down is Mahomes. Over the middle, complete. It's Thomas. Finding room to the 20. And he'll finally be taken down at the 18. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
Well, I know from past experience, before you actually play a game, you visualize what's going to happen. And I don't know anyone who doesn't visualize themselves being in the center of what's going on. That's 3 catches for him here early going. He's got to know where this is starting.
Absolutely. 3 catches on any drive is good. Opening drive, that's a tone setter. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent game, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter.
Left. Hey, 4 down. Ready.
The ground attack here. And he's got 4 down inside the 20 to the 18.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? leverage, athleticism. They created some nice space for him.
Black 58 rail! Black 58 rail!
On second down, here's Mahomes. Caught, right side, Gresham. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3.
His passing's been on point on this drive, hasn't it? Been very accurate, gotten the ball downfield, gained nice chunks of yardage. But now, in this situation, the field is really condensed, partner. So if he's going to throw the football, it has to be pinpoint here.
I was going to ask you about that. Field shrinks, has to be sharper, but it's been a good opening drive so far.
Now they just want to see if they can cap it off, the bell ringer, and put it in the end zone.
He's going to get it running right. Able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop it right around the 1.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive line's on the pass block on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
No gain on the play there, and they're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal. 3rd down and goal now, and this Houston defense not backing down. They'll look for one more stop.
Ship!
They'll get it to him right up the gut. And he is in. Touchdown, Kansas City. A great effort there. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Chiefs are going to take a first-quarter lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 7-0. Butker now to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Now the Texans offense, they head back out to do battle here and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball
Black
again.
22! Black!
Watson on first down. It's caught by his tight end, Jordan Akins. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Two jet! Hey!
Now the first quarter from Lamar Miller. And they'll get him down here at about the 42. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, that run right there was an offensive line coach's dream, wasn't it? Guys picked up all of their assignments, created a nice gap for the running back to get through, pick up 7 yards. Yeah, he's probably chortling on the headset right now saying, we got it going, boys. Let's keep it going.
To throw on second is Watson. Underneath for Miller. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football.
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
Give the tackle there to Keon Crossan.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
To throw is Watson. To throw on second down. Throw left side complete to QT. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first. The Texans with the first opportunity now from the red zone. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 15.
Hey, guys. Two jet! Stand up over there. Check Nick.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. 10 more there and another first down. The first drive this unit had, they punted. This drive much more polished, just looking crisper, aren't they, moving the ball?
Maybe the first drive was a little bit of a wake-up call. Probably a little bit angry that they had to punt the ball away the first time they had it. Got motivated, got to the sideline, said, okay, let's not let that happen here as we take over again.
To throw is Watson. That is incomplete.
When you got your backs in the shadow of your goal line, you've got to be physical in that situation because there's not a whole lot of space, not a lot of wild plays that can be run there.
That's put up or shut up time. Defensively, nice job just to make sure they didn't complete it on that play. Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal.
Two jet!
They'll give it to him up the middle. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal.
He wasn't ready.
So it's 3rd and goal now, and this is where the Arrowhead crowd can make it very tough.
Tiger! 4 down! Hey! 280!
From the gun, here's Watson. Oh, he may have gotten lucky. Tried to dump it off underneath on the check down. Nearly picked. Instead, it's incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. Way too tight. Unable to find anyone open.
A good drive gets him inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. Out now the Chiefs offensive unit ready to do battle again. They had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion with field position.
I have to think that with this field position, after what they did on the last drive, they might want to take a shot right now and try and cut down the length of the drive.
We got 4.
Mahomes now on 1st down. And Grisham's got it over the middle. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick 1st down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to...
Watch tight end. Even. 4 down. Here we go now. Green 39.
He'll get 3 up to midfield.
That's it, baby.
He did have the touchdown run earlier, but not a heck of a lot more than that throughout this game.
No, not at all. In fact, I would say that this defense has done as good of a job on him as they have on any runner in recent memory.
Right. He's tight right here. He's tight on the right.
Z. Here we go.
From midfield, here's Mahomes. To the right side, it's Kelsey. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. First catch on that one for Kelsey, and it's a 1st down.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain.
Here we go. Green 90. He's coming.
On the ground we go with a running back. And a short gain down to about the 33. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39. Hey, 4-1, Mike. 4-1.
On play action, it's Mahomes. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 25. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
Well, if you go by the numbers, you'll find as the temperature goes down, so does the passing efficiency. And now that we're in December, even the routine throws are going to be harder for the quarterbacks. And this one, it winds up getting picked off.
Watson will bring up the Texans here first and 10 at their own 25-yard line. After the interception, here's Watson. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, second and 10.
Strong left. Hey, black 22. Black 22.
On second and 10, Watson. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. That one goes for 36 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for first and 10.
Hey, green 39. Green 39.
On first down, it's Watson. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
Down. Green 39. Green 39.
On second down, here's Miller. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. The pass rush specialist, D. Ford, in on the stop.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter games turn into bigger runs later.
Now it's Watson. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Justin Houston in there for sack number 85 of his great career, moving him past Hall of Famer Howie Long on the all-time list. Here's Lachlan Edwards now. And he'll punt it away for the second time. 46 on his first kick, this one in that neighborhood as well. And this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. A tale of two extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, it balances it out. And we know that's not really true, right?
Green 90.
The interception, that thing lingers a little bit longer. Now, and put together some nice plays.
Trying to get out wide, but he's going to be tackled right near the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
Yeah, baby. Yeah,
Another
baby.
scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
The rush defense stout on first down. Here's second and 10 from the 20.
4 down.
Ready. Blue 45.
Now Mahomes throwing on second down. Incomplete.
That one didn't quite make it to the target, but that's not always a function of the strength of the arm of the quarterback, is it? Sometimes there's just too much pressure there. In any case, the ball doesn't arrive.
The Chiefs on third down. A perfect 4 for 4 thus far. This is third and 10. From the gun, it's Mahomes. And an alley to run. And he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Chiefs first down.
We just saw a nice example of why teams often bring in baseball guys to teach quarterbacks how to slide in key situations. You want to protect your franchise guy. Make sure he doesn't get hurt. He did exactly that on that play. A perfect slide to avoid the big hit and pick up a first down.
Mahomes now on first down. Over the middle, open is Thomas. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
3 down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Here we go. Green, 90. Green, 90.
They'll run it out of the gun. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up the first down.
Blue 45.
On first down, Mahomes. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Thomas. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
You got him. You got him.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
51.
Shotgun snap to Mahomes. And the ball is knocked out. And the Texans say they have it. They do.
You know I love football. You know I love the game.
I hope so.
But nighttime in December, you know I'm wearing multiple coats. So I just wonder about the guys on the field with all the great gear that they have. Do they have enough on, or do they have too much on? Because sometimes that can affect you trying to carry the ball.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Following the fumble recovery, Watson. And he's taken down, a cheap sack. Reggie Ragland coming with pressure. He drops him on the blitz for a loss of 12. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go.
Black 22.
Out of the gun, Watson. He's going to float this one deep right side. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Will Fuller was the intended target. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
I would say it'd probably be a good idea for him to reintroduce himself to his receivers at the half because they're definitely on different wavelengths. But I also don't advocate waiting that long. Next series before you get out there. Hey, let's get together, guys. Let's get this thing moving.
He finds his target, Fuller. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A gain of 26 on the 3rd down conversion. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Tight end right. Tight end right.
Down. Blue 80. Blue 80. 2 jet. 2 jet.
And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 6 yards there on the keeper. It's 2nd down.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Black 22. Black 22.
On 2nd down, here's Watson. Miller on the catch over the middle. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Tight end right.
Down. Black 22. Black 22.
3 down.
The first down carry now for Miller.
Jim.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 10 yards there, good enough for a Texan first down.
But they're getting ready to go to work now in prime real estate after that last run. Found his spot and picked up nice yardage, didn't he?
And now he's got him knocking on the door of the red zone. On 1st and 10, Watson. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Here's Watson. Wide open receiver complete. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first.
That's it, baby.
2 minutes to play here in the first half. We're back to Arrowhead after this. So it's 1st and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break.
3 down, 3 down.
Toss play. This is Foreman. And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Texans are in for 6. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking, beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
Now the punter who also does the kickoff duties, Locke Edwards, out to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And out come the Chiefs now. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, had pushed it past the 50-yard line, so they thought they were in striking distance, and to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here? Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. Mahomes again here on 2nd and 10. Flushed out right. A beautiful fake. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Left, 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 left. Hey, tight end's right. Watch tight end. We got 4. Here we go now.
Working from the gun, Mahomes. And this is caught by Watkins. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. And the Texans say they have it. They do.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last 2, I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling?
When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game film, and only if they manage to win the game.
We're going to shut you down. Fumble, fumble.
Partner, they're less than 2 minutes to go in the game, which means that this challenge was initiated by the fellas in New York.
And if you're the coach, you're thinking, thank you, New York. The Chiefs in good position to start out as they come up 1st and 10.
Here we go. Green 39. Green 39. Slow.
Now after the fumble recovery, it's Mahomes finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Tight end's Ringo. Tight end's on the Ringo. Tight end's on the Ringo.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Here we go now. Green, 39.
Now a play fake here on first down. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number one. D'Anthony Thomas, the intended receiver. And it's second down.
Z.
Tight end. Tight right.
Here we go.
Mahomes now to throw. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. Kevin Johnson, former first-round pick there defensively.
But one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown him a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after him. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. Here's Mahomes to throw. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down.
Keep playing hard, fellas.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted it.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Tight end's right. Watch tight.
Tiger.
Watson on first down. It's complete to Fuller. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Watson now 10 of 17 throwing the ball. He's got a 1st and 10.
Blue 80.
And movement here by one of the Texans up front. In comes the flag.
I'm coming after you.
A false start backs him up 5. 1st and 15.
Watch tight end. Tight end's right. Tight end's right.
Blue 80.
From the gun, here's Watson.
Blitz.
It's the 20. Got an open man, it's QT. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Watson now over 200 yards already in this first half. It's 1st and 10.
Even.
Come back. Down.
From the red zone now, Watson. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half. This secondary has been roasted in this first half, but they get a measure of revenge there. Nice play on the deep ball.
Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays like that in order to get their confidence fully back. But that's one step in the
Down.
process.
Blue 80.
Gets it complete to Miller. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. It's a 4-yard pickup, and they're going to face a 3rd down. Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. DeAndre Hopkins, as the first half is winding down. And the Texans will add on to their lead. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here of the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
Now the punter, who also does the kickoff duties, Locke Edwards, out to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now the Chiefs offense, they get ready to head on the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. He's going to wind up and air it out. And incomplete there, almost picked off. That's one you maybe expect your roaming free safety to come up with. But it's second down. Line of scrimmage, again the 25, second and 10. Final shot before the half from Mahomes. And he finds a man on the crossing route. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. Okay, well, so much for the halftime report here. Guy can't even finish his Snickers. We're going to get right to the third quarter. Let me spit this out. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And this will not be returnable. It's of the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Chiefs offensive unit as they'll have it to begin quarter number 3. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is a really, I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them.
Looking for Watkins, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 34. And they will score a pick six for the Texans TD. Short throw pick six right there. Those linebackers, they love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
Point after, right down the middle. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And the Chiefs now getting set to go. And fresh off the pick six, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
It all comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out at me for some reason.
Deep in there, right? First play of the drive going for 14 and a first down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Got his left. Throw. 4 down.
Throwing on first down is Mahomes. Cover for his running back, and he's got him complete. No gain, and it's second down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly.
Ready!
Mahomes to throw. throw on second down. And Thomas has it. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. And they pick up 25 as they convert on third.
Hey, boys, we got 4.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, he was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice first down.
Operating from the red zone now, Mahomes. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Ace!
From the gun, it's Mahomes. It's complete right around the 8. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go, because he might wander into some tough coverage.
On third down, that's Rose. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
The best offenses and the ones that win are ones that make adjustments. And right now, I think this team needs to open things up.
Still just the third quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th.
Bus formation.
They'll go for it. It's Mahomes. Being chased out left. And my goodness, this is incomplete. Andy Reid went for it, but it won't pan out. And this Texans defense stands tall. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. Doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
Double tight.
Hey. We got 3. Two jet.
A run by Foreman to start the drive. Fighting through. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. Now after the play, it looks like there's a Texan here slow to get up. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to Arrowhead.
You just watch 88 over there. Just watch 88. Red! Black 22! Black 22!
To throw on second is Watson. And he took that in one-handed. What a grab. And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
That was a terrific catch. I mean, to go up there and get it one-handed like that, but I almost want to go into that riff about back in my day, the gloves weren't quite like this.
When did gloves really become prevalent, just in general?
I think in the 80s. I think as we started moving through the 80s, especially as we got towards the latter part of that, but a lot of those were really like baseball batting gloves to begin with not much of a tacky area on the glove. In fact, there was none. I actually remember in cold weather games wearing the old scuba gloves, which you'd wear in diving, but they would split too easily in the course of a game. Then the glove manufacturers got smart and started adding to it, and here we are today.
incompletion, almost picked off. It would have been their first INT of the game. Instead, second down. They're looking for a spark defensively. When he went for that ball, probably thought he had a chance at the pick. And remember, they had 2 last week in the win, obviously losing here.
Well, you talked about looking for a spark, and the best sparks are when you make big plays for your team. And he had that opportunity there. Couldn't haul it in, but that doesn't mean they're going to back off at all. Maybe if they can get one of these takeaways, they can spark their team to a win.
And this may be a carbon copy as he'll again be stopped right at the line of scrimmage.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
The Texans on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. Out of the gun, Watson. And he'll find Akins there, complete. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They go play action here on 1st down. Going deep for Hopkins. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up, because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
3 down. Black 22. Black.
Now they toss out wide to Sanders. Second down, a little more productive than first. 7 yards on the gain. It gets him to 3rd and 3 now.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard.
Tiger.
Third down, they'll run it with Sanders. And he is going to lose yardage here. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, put their foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Returnable for Thomas. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football.
And that's what friends are for.
Right. As the returner, you know who you're buying dinner for later.
Oh, without a doubt, because he just took care of you and your team in a big way. You know, you turn it over there, that's a big momentum changer and put your defense in a bad spot.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 12-yard line. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. And that'll be incomplete. He couldn't get the hook up there that time with Thomas. That'll bring up 2nd down.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Play action. Now it's Mahomes. They'll roll him out right. Looking again for Thomas. This time complete. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a 1st down.
Mike 51, Mike 51.